Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Bong Holio here, Social Justice Waterpipe, and we are live. We are live in Plainfield, New Jersey. We are live at the City Hall, and there's a council meeting tonight at 7 o'clock. So the reason why I'm here is because I want to make it a point to go to all of these towns that have a ridiculous amount of speaking time. And I think 5 minutes is more appropriate, but here in Plainfield, they have just 3 minutes speaking time. So there's a meeting tonight, and I have never been to Plainfield before. I've never been to the council meeting before here in Plainfield. So we're going to test my constitutional rights, and we're going to see if this city council respects them. Just want to make sure my audio is working. For the few people who are watching right now, can you just put a 1 in the chat if the audio is working? If the audio is working, just give me a 1 in the chat, please. Meeting is at 7 o'clock. And awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Oh So Good. I always look forward to your comments. I see you in my chat all the time. I appreciate you. Rami, my boy. I love that. You're another person who I always look forward to seeing their comments. So yeah, we're live here in Plainfield, New Jersey. There's a city council tonight at 7 o'clock, and I have not been to these meetings before here in Plainfield. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. Do they respect constitutional rights? Do they respect a member of the public speaking at the podium and remaining anonymous? Now, for everybody who watches my channel, you know how I roll. I don't give my name. I don't give my address. They have to legally set aside a portion of time, every municipality in New Jersey, for public comments. So when you have the ability to get to that podium, all your rights kick in. You have freedom of speech. So they can't force your speech by attempting to make you give your name and address. So I always say I will never surrender my Fourth Amendment right to express my First Amendment. Simmons versus United States is a Supreme Court case, and the judge's ruling in that was that it's intolerable to surrender one constitutional right to assert another one. So when I get to that podium, I don't give my name, I don't give my address. I have the freedom to speak freely, and I also have a Fourth Amendment right to remain secure in my papers, persons, and effects. So I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about this city council. You know, what I do know, I don't really like, because they only have 3 minutes speaking time. It's a slap in the face to the public. When the public takes time out of their day to come to these meetings to voice their opinion, 3 minutes is a slap in the face. You know, these council members, they'll go on and just blab and blab and blab. And they have pause time in between their remarks. They make a remark and they pause. And they want everybody to reflect on it for a second or two or three. Now, I can't do that in 3 minutes. I don't have the luxury of doing that. So it'll always be my opinion that if you're giving the public only 3 minutes to speak, it's a slap in the face. So I'm a constitutional rights, Bill of Rights, civil rights activist. And I don't necessarily do the auditing when it comes to like post office and police stations. I've done them before, but that's not really essentially my cup of tea. I like going to council meetings. I like basically going for the neck up, you know? Those are the people that I like to be able, oh, Scooby-Doo, member, oh, I love it. This is my boy, Scooby-Doo. I appreciate you so much. You gave me my first donation since I've started this channel, and I'm so grateful for that. I really do appreciate that. And full disclosure for all my viewers, right? I just started my YouTube channel back in February. I don't even have a laptop. I don't even have a desktop. I just have my phone, you know? I don't really, you know, I live like the rest of us. I'm paycheck to paycheck. You know, I had a long day at work today, and nothing would be nicer than to just go home and play with my kitty cat. But it's important. It's important for me to take part in these meetings and go around to these towns and make sure that they are not willing to violate people's rights, constitutional rights. So that's what we're doing here in Plainfield. They have a meeting at 7 o'clock. It's 6:47 right now, so I'm just doing a little bit of a live, so catch everybody up to speed as to what's going on, what's taking place. And when I do my videos, all the editing that I do, all the videos that I make for my YouTube channel, I do it all on my phone. And I need to get a better phone because the screen, like the pixels or whatever, the resolution is not the greatest. So at some point soon in the near future, I'm going to get a better phone so I can have some more clarity. So the videos are more appealing and whatnot, but it's all a process. The other thing is, you don't need a whole bunch of professional equipment. You don't need an array of all these different toys and stuff like that, to challenge government, to take part in local government, to assert your rights. So at the very least, the minimal amount of technology that I'm working with, at least hopefully conveys to people that anybody can do this. I have my press pass on that I always wear when I go to meetings. And press passes are honestly silly. There's no such thing as an official press pass. It's not like they're governmentally issued or anything like that. But I wear them for some sort of identifiable marker to people in the room that I am a member of the free press. The traditional media, or whether you want to call it mainstream or the legacy media, they don't report on any of the things I wish they would. I mean, I want to know what towns are willing to violate your rights, what towns are willing to uphold the oath to the Constitution that they swore they would uphold. Is this lawyer, who the borough attorney, is he going to tell me that I can't speak if I don't give him my name and my address, if I don't surrender my Fourth Amendment right? Is that going to happen? Well, I can guarantee you I win every time. I've been going to meetings religiously since 2017, and I stopped giving my name in January of 2023. And I have yet to see a town decide that they're going to attempt to bar me from my First Amendment right. So I win every time, and it's easy when you have the law on your side, when you have the truth on your side. So I'm not necessarily sure what to expect in terms of who these people are, who the borough attorney is. I really didn't even do that much research, Just having one of them days today where I'm kind of like, what meetings are going on in New Jersey? What's around? Where can I go to where there's a shitty limit of speaking time for the public? And sure enough, Plainfield, New Jersey, 3 minutes, 3 shitty minutes to speak. So it's a slap in the face, and looks like a couple council people are pulling up over here. I don't really want to bother them right now. Wait till we get in there to deal with things. And this is, yes, Romney, yes, subscribe and like. Everybody who's watching this, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please subscribe, hit that like button, smash that like button. And all the people who have subscribed already, I appreciate you tremendously. It's been a fun journey, expanding my message and my voice through the YouTube channel. Like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. So, this is kind of just a natural segue into the expansion of the message, doing, the channel and everything like that. So let me just grab some of my stuff here to show you. Now, when I go to a meeting, I always have my notebook with me. I always have my clipboard with me. And I just always enjoy taking notes. A lot of times, if they don't know who I am and they see me sitting down with a camera, recording and taking notes, it makes them very uneasy. It makes them very uneasy all the time. And I know they're thinking to themselves, what is he writing down? Like, who is this dude? Who is this dude with a neck tattoo, wearing a press pass, with a clipboard? What's he going to say when he gets up to the microphone? But I'm always respectful. As you guys know who have been watching my channel, I do believe I'm respectful. I can be a pain in the ass. You better believe it, when I need to be. But I'm largely respectful, and I expect people to do the right thing. I don't look for acknowledgement for doing the right thing in life when it comes to anything, but I do expect other people to acknowledge when they're doing something wrong in terms of elected officials, police officers. You know, I expect you to do the right thing. You know, and you're only as free in this country as knowing what your limitations of what you can and can't do are. Yes, we brand ourselves in America as the freedom, country of freedom, you know, but freedom is different for each person. Some people may argue this, but what I'm trying to say is if you take a pebble and you throw it into a pond and that pebble hits the pond, you see a cascading ripple effect, a bunch of rings. You are the pebble. How much freedom do you have? How much expansion do you have in your world where you're able to do the things you know you can and can't do? That's why it's very important to educate yourself on what the law is. Even though I don't know these people, I'm going to be the most educated person in that room when it comes to constitutional rights. I've embarrassed lawyers for many years. Well, they embarrass themselves. I shouldn't even say that. I can't make people look bad. They do that on their own. I just happen to be there and put a spotlight on it and document it and whatnot. So that's why it's very, you know, these township lawyers really, they're there to conduct orderly business of the town. You know, they're not even thinking about constitutional rights. You know, that's why when they say, oh, it's a policy, you got to have your name and put your name and your address down. It's a policy. Now, policy does not trump law. We have something called the United States Constitution. We have something called the First Amendment. We have something called the Fourth Amendment. So I expect that they will do the right thing. And in this country, us as citizens, we are innocent until proven guilty. The burden is on the government. So you know what that means? The government is guilty until we prove them as innocent. That's what that means. So I will always assume that government is guilty and they're doing nefarious things and stuff like that. And until they prove that they aren't, or until they prove that they can be trusted, they are the guilty party. So let's see here. It's 6. All right, let's start heading our way in. I don't know if they have a security checkpoint, metal detector, or anything like that. I'm not sure, you know, what they got going on here. So let's find out together. Let's start making our way in. Plainfield, New Jersey, baby. Audit the council. Audit the city council. We shall see. And this building also doubles as the police station. So, so if there's not a bunch of cops in the room, which a lot of council meetings have nowadays, they're right next door. Oh, it looks like there might be. What do we got here? Oh, there is a security checkpoint. Oh, we're gonna have fun right now. We're gonna have fun right now. Let's do this. We're gonna have fun. The door is locked. They gotta buzz me in. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What do we have here? Is this a Fourth Amendment violation to enter a council meeting?
What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning it's a security checkpoint for what reason exactly?
Council people, during the council meeting, everything is checked. Everyone is checked. Coming through.
No, I understand, but as a member of the public, right?
Okay.
I want to go to a council meeting, right? I want to express my First Amendment right. Thank you for turning your body camera on. I consider this a Fourth Amendment violation, right? So Simmons versus United.
Well, then you have the right, okay, to feel how you feel, but everyone is subject to be listened to.
No, I appreciate it.
No,
I
everyone is
was
subject.
talking to her, but I appreciate you.
We can talk.
Yeah.
Everyone is subject to being checked.
Okay. So
Okay, because it is in our police building, which is part of our courtroom and everything. So everybody has to get that.
I've heard all the excuses in the world.
Okay. I mean, you-
No, and that's what. So, but what you're
How you
saying,
doing?
what you're saying
Right,
is,
come on, somebody want to walk through? Thank you.
what you're saying is, if I don't go through the security
Then you
checkpoint,
won't
then
be
I'm
able-
unable to go into the
Yes,
meeting.
sir.
Okay, so we have our first constitutional issue here. Simmons versus. No, I will. Don't leave me. So as I said to you guys before, Simmons versus United States, I don't know what they're doing now. They're calling for backup or something. I'm not really sure what's happening. But if I was able to continue that conversation, I would have said to them, under these circumstances, yes, I will have to allow my Fourth Amendment rights to be compromised to come into this meeting. So we will do it. We will give you everything you want here. Here's my notebook.
Wallet, keys, coins.
I got American flags because I want people to remember our American values over party politics.
Okay.
So you want to run my pockets and everything. I'm a member of the Free Press. So here's my press
No
pass.
problem.
Keys,
Cell phone.
phones here.
Okay,
Put the microphone down for a second.
okay, walk through. Okay, you didn't beep, you can grab your stuff. There's an agenda and you can sign your name.
Thank you. Okay, so they're nice here. I'm not going to say they're not nice. They're just doing their job. But I'm explaining to my viewers, the constitutional issues here.
What publication you with?
Now because you asked, right?
Uh-huh.
As a courtesy, I'm gonna tell you, this is my.
Well, I was gonna read it anyway.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get up there and we're gonna announce who I am and stuff like that. I'm a member of the Free Press, and right now I'm working on a story in Plainfield here. And since I have never been to the meeting before, I don't know if there would be any sort of, security checkpoint. I've been to hundreds of meetings all over New Jersey, and it's not necessarily, no, there is. It's not incredibly typical.
Right.
But we do encounter it, and, they say it's a safety issue and stuff like that, regardless of the lack thereof.
Days and times.
It's always what they say, But my weapon is my voice. My weapon is my camera.
Which is
And,
more dangerous than anyone.
Agreed.
Well, they used to say the pen,
That's true.
but now it's the computer.
But then we had videos, and then we had the internet and all this stuff. But, now it's the computer. Now it's the camera.
The computer's still the pen.
But listen, no animosity between you guys, right? But this is why I come there and I say,
You did your.
but I haven't done my thing yet. I've not done my thing yet because I haven't had a chance to speak at the podium.
Before you do all of this,
Sure,
right, 'cause
sure.
everybody has it, when they have public comments, you can go in and speak. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, no, like I said, you guys are good.
No,
You guys
listen. Before, at public comments, I guess you can speak, and all right, I'm gonna be inside.
Mhm.
All right, so just be smooth, all right?
Yeah, no, we got it. See, so all right, so this is the first thing that's good is they're nice, and a lot of officers are when you engage with them for the first time. So but she has to go through the checkpoint too.
She works for the city.
What does that mean?
Come on.
So she doesn't have to go through the checkpoint because she works for the city. Okay, now you see that's very interesting because she works for the city. She gets extra rights. She doesn't have to go through the checkpoint. She gets a pass. Okay.
We can really start the meeting.
Are we trying to force my movement?
Definitely
Are we trying to compel me
Has anybody
to?
put their hands on you? No, we're not.
You did in a nice touching way. You went whether I wanted to be touched or not or whatever.
That was us having a.
No, I know, but you said.
Gentleman's conversation.
But the answer to that is yes, you did.
Come
But
on,
not
'cause
in
they get ready to start.
any sort of.
Because I don't want you to miss a thing.
No, I'm not going to miss a thing. All right, so we're here. So that was the interaction. So there is a security checkpoint, and that's how that works. So we're going to sit right up front, like we always do. We're going to sit right up front. And hopefully this meeting goes well, because I would like to hand out.
Because the clerk and all of them are gonna see it. You want to see here? Just do your good.
I have to sit up front.
You gotta sit.
I have to sit up front. Yeah, I mean, if there's seats that are designated for certain people, you could just have the identifiable. See, all right, so they're getting worse as we go on here, because now they're telling me they don't want me to sit in the front seat. So when the meeting is called to order, then we're in a meeting. As of right now, there's my volume's at a 4 right now because I'm just conversating with you. I don't need to be at a 2. All right, I need you to understand that the meeting hasn't started. All right, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but you are kind of giving me some difficulties for really no reason other than just to kind of discourage me.
Yes, sir.
When the meeting is called to order, my mouth is shut. Like I said, I've been to hundreds of meetings all over New Jersey, right? But right now, we are not in a meeting.
We are in a meeting.
No, we're not. The meeting has not been called to order.
Correct. But we are.
You're gonna serve the meeting before
We're
it
in a
starts?
council chambers. We're not in a meeting yet.
You're gonna serve the meeting before it starts.
The meeting hasn't started. I just tried to explain this to him. He's saying I'm in a meeting.
When you get ready to bang together.
Can you explain to him that we're not in a meeting?
You have a seat.
They're contradicting each other with what they're saying. All right, so let's look at some of these comments here. Huntington Township Watch, how are you? Always appreciate seeing you. I didn't get an agenda. I forgot to grab an agenda. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab an agenda.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Forgot to grab an agenda.
Notice requirement provided for the open public meeting law has been satisfied.
Recording in progress.
The notice requirement provided for the open public meeting law has been satisfied. Notice was properly given, said having notice been transmitted to the report of Courier News on Thursday, September 24th, as well as posted on the bulletin board in the city hall. Clerk, may I have a roll call? Councilmember Jones. Present. Perry.
Present.
Lamb. Present. Craig. Present. White. Present. 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 Please rise for the pledge of allegiance and remain standing for the invocation.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Humbly we ask God for the peace and the lover of charity. Give the entire family of nations true agreement with His will to grant the life and spirit of all who work for justice.
Amen. I like that. Do a prayer like that.
Okay. We are going to commence this meeting with executive session. Deputy, please read the
Executive session resolution, whereas the Open Public Meetings Act authorizes the public body to exclude the public from the portion of the meeting, which specifies topics and clearly endanger the public interest or personal privacy or guaranteed rights to individuals' affairs are discussed, to be clearly endangered on the longer meeting. Whereas the matter about to be presented for discussion clearly meets the circumstances as of such act. Now therefore be resolved that the municipal council of the city of Plainfield and the county of Union now adjourns this public session to reconvene in executive session for the purpose of discussing the following: pending anticipated litigation and contract negotiation. We further resolve that discussion in executive session will be disclosed in the minutes to be released at the next regular city council meeting, provided that consideration of the subject matter has been closed, or that where such matters adversely affect the rights of respective current or past public officers or personnel of the city of Plainfield. Individuals have in writing requested the disclosure of such discussion at a public meeting, and provided such public disclosure will no longer clearly be the public. Be it further resolved that the public is now hereby excluded.
Have a motion to go into closed session. So moved. Clerk will call.
Councilmember for Jones.
Yes.
Perry.
Yes.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray. Wyatt. Yes. President Sessions. Council President Hopkins.
Yes.
Now in executive.
Why doesn't it say that on here? What's going on? I have to go out. Okay, we're all leaving, right? Let's all go. I feel like you're only paying attention to me.
Recording stopped.
We have to leave. We have to leave. She's not leaving? Just want to make sure we're all following the same rules, you know? How come it doesn't say executive session on here? This is strange. I've never seen this before.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, but shouldn't it say it on the agenda, the executive session?
They had it on the other.
You know about it.
Yeah, I know, yeah, I know about it, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't know about it because I only have this. And it doesn't say it.
Oh,
It was, I think it was posted on the one online.
You only have the agenda for today?
This is that all they
Yes.
had available, or?
You only have the agenda. If you looked on the public notice on the website, it does state
Yeah.
on the bottom of the notice that we would go into executive session.
Okay, but if I didn't have the internet and I came here and I grabbed the agenda that's present, which is the communications for the public, it should say on here, executive session.
Okay.
I've never seen that before. I've never. You're missing the whole point of what I just said went right over your head.
So,
You just,
what
I'm glad somebody understands what I'm saying.
so what I'll do is I'll ask for them moving forward to make sure that they have that language on the physical agenda. I know it was on the notice that went to the website, went to the newspaper, went to other places where everybody knew how to get here tonight,
Right.
but it wasn't put on the physical agenda.
Yeah, oh, I don't deny non-compliance issues. I'm sure you did everything that you're expected to with the publications and everything like that.
No,
But I'm just saying for clarity for the public, I've never been here to this meeting here in Plainfield,
I
so
understand. And I'm
it's
saying to
very
you,
unusual to
I
see.
understand what you're saying. Unfortunately, the people who does that now are the ones that in the executive session. So I'm going to take what you're saying tonight and I'm going to relay that to them for moving forward. Unfortunately, I can't fix the agenda tonight. The office over there is closed, so it's not like I can go in and print out new ones to let people know. But
And I'm not expecting you to do such a thing, but I also did
Yeah,
read
they can
the
go in executive session at
the
any time
article.
without even- Yeah, you're right.
But if it was planned, what I'm saying is if it was planned and it was presented to the public as such, there
You
should be
felt like it should be on
clarification on
agenda.
here. That's all I'm saying, yeah.
and I
Because I also read the tap into article that talked about the special meeting and it didn't say anything about an executive session.
okay, I'm not sure what I didn't read the top into article, and I'm not exactly sure how do they write their articles. Do they do it just based off of the notice, or do we give them something? I can also suggest that too, but for now, if you want to talk some more, do you mind if we talk over here? Because I don't want our sound to carry over. If you don't mind. Or did you have any more questions? Do you think we're good?
I think we're kind of talking out of volume 2 right now.
All right, well, do you think I resolved any of your other issues, or do you have more?
I never presented any issues with you as individually, but
No, I mean, as
I
a
appreciate your
resident
assistance. I appreciate your
citizen.
assistance.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I have everything.
Who do you work for? You work for Plainfield?
City
Information.
Plainfield.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I just want to, before I walk off, I don't want to assume, are we?
We have no issues. Yeah.
Okay, no. Just want to make sure I handle everything you
Yeah,
need. That's all.
absolutely.
All right, thank you.
All right, this is a weird meeting. This is a weird meeting. I'm like being stared at by everybody in the hallway. Does anybody like the American flag?
No, I got some.
No, you don't like America?
No, I have 20.
Trying to be friendly. Trying to be friendly. Usually when you offer someone an American flag, they take.
Why would you ask? Black America.
It was supposed to be meant with sarcastic humor. Right now with current political climate, right?
Right.
It's like almost like how, what do you do? How do you help the situation? There's like almost nothing to do. So I've been buying flags from Amazon and I've just been randomly giving them to people at the store. You don't even have to explain to them why you're doing it. You just ask someone, would you like an American flag? And 95% of the people are taking them because, and again, it doesn't need an explanation because I can't think of any other way to try to unite people, you know, and remember our core values as Americans over our party politics and how we identify and stuff like that. So the American flag is just an attempt to be kind and considerate.
Icebreaker,
As a,
ground soda.
sure, we could call it that.
So do I. I got them at the break house. I got hundreds of them. We give them out to the kids all the time.
Oh, so you do it too. So we share some common ground there. That's cool.
I don't, well, that's your opinion.
Well, no, I was just saying you do it as well. That's all. You're eyeballing my press pass. You're squinting your eyes, and you're just what do you want to ask me any questions? You want to ask me any questions? Or?
That's your last name.
That's my press pass.
That's your first.
Mhm.
Okay.
Why are you laughing?
Because I'm just, no,
He's just laughing. He's cracking up at my press pass.
no. I'll ask you.
Well, no, I'm just if you had any questions, I was willing to, answer. It's an official press pass. How long do these executive sessions usually take?
Could take 5 minutes, it could take an hour. It could take 2 hours.
I was like trying to do a background check on me or something.
You gotta get some conscience.
No, this is what I'm reading. You should read some of these comments. They're pretty funny.
No, but I'm looking at it. Is that your last name? That's your last name?
This is my press pass, and this is
I'm
identifying
just
who I work for, what my news channel is. It shouldn't be that funny. I love that you're laughing.
You said background check. That's what really made me laugh.
Oh, God, this is funny. This is funny. They're throwing hearts. See, anytime I ever have any dealings with law enforcement, it's a positive, like friendly light. People love throwing the hearts. They love throwing the hearts,
Yeah.
One of the things that is important for me to do is I'm a government accountability and transparency advocate, right? So it's not just about highlighting when people are doing the wrong thing.
Right.
It's about giving praise and congratulations when they're doing the right thing. It's very important. The
I've
internet
encountered
is,
that already.
well, the internet is oversaturated with people doing the wrong thing, right? And there's not enough of people highlighting when they're doing the right thing. So my favorite thing to do is when I engage with an elected official or a member of law enforcement is to have a nice positive reaction and show the public and flip the script in a sense where you guys are doing work for the community. And one person may make the rest of people look bad, whether it's a mayor or a council member or a chief or a sergeant or something. But that certainly doesn't mean that other people should be looked at in that same light.
I agree.
People
tune into a lot of these media channels and stations are already a preconceived mentality of police in charge.
for sure.
And I've seen a lot, and a lot of them I want to say, like, if you're checking the police, so to speak, let's just say that, are you really an advocate for people? Because a lot of people, they're no crusaders. They come off as crusaders, but they're not. When the people are wronged by the police, because this is a profession where you have to serve the people properly, and it's never perfect.
For sure.
Because everybody's different.
But from what I said,
The way you see how we converse, right?
Mhm.
No issues. No nothing.
and that's why,
Same conversation.
and that's why right after our engagement, I told other viewers these are good people, right?
Well, I'm a happy
And
man.
when
I'm a happy
and
man,
when I
so-
said to you just a couple minutes ago how I'm attempting to flip the script,
Right. So
And
you
counter-
know,
and
you do know
counter-
what I'm talking about.
Well, I brought it up. As I'm trying to counter the oversaturated bad interactions, right?
Mhm.
I gave you every impression, every reason, and every explanation as to what I'm hopeful for. So you could say, you could think it's disingenuous or not, you know, but that's the reason why when you're nice to me, I make sure I explain to everybody, well, at least they're nice. They're just doing their job, which is what I explained, you know. Now, do you feel that there's been any animosity so far from me or anything like that?
No.
There's a lot of times with law enforcement, when you assert your rights, a lot of times they look at you as an agitator or as you said, crusader. You know, but a lot of times people are just
No, I
are
say,
just fighting for
I
their
say
rights.
a lot of those who try to instigate things with police.
Yeah,
She
I don't.
okay? She's okay? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't appreciate when people do that.
Yeah.
I think it.
And
I think it's.
I've had to tell them, you're not a crusader for the people. You're just trying to agitate it. And then it paints a picture of
Oh, I can't go
law
get it.
enforcement. You left a purse?
It gotta be in there. She did bring it, her pocketbook.
So yeah. So like I said, we're having a good conversation.
Oh, another bag?
Now, for all you guys who watch my channel, you know how important it is when I tell everybody about having the good interactions. But if you do watch my YouTube channel, and I'll be glad to give you my credentials before I leave, you'll notice that my videos that have done the best are the ones where police are doing the right thing, and the ones where mayors, council presidents, members of the council admit when they're wrong, you know, have some humility. Those are the ones that go viral because people want to see people doing the right thing, you know.
People gravitate to it more so.
Because nobody's putting that breath of fresh air out there. Well, those aren't the people I'm interested in. Those aren't the people I'm interested in trying to capture.
There's no doubt they latch on. A lot of people latch on.
Can't help that. Can't help that. But that's the whole point. If those are the viewers, right? If I have a lot of those viewers, I get to flip the script with that same genre of people, show them how to interact with the police, how to have a conversation, and how to give them praise when it's deserved, right? And I support people who hold government accountable, but I always tell them at the same rate, you have to highlight when they're doing the right thing. Otherwise, you're a fraud. Right? And I've given you every example, right, that I've been explaining to you, right, with many examples. That I'm not here as an agitator. I'm here as a member of the free press, a citizen, and somebody who appreciates my rights, right? And I'm hopeful that I'll still have some 10 years from now. You know, rights are like muscles. If you don't flex them, you lose them, you know? And a lot of times when people assert their rights, it creates an atmosphere of contention just based off of that. That's why once you guys are nice, I made sure I reinforce the fact that we're having a good civil conversation. There's no animosity. You know? Can you appreciate that?
I appreciate you,
Appreciate you too. See?
man.
That's what it's all about. Surprised there's no hearts right now, because usually people love throwing the hearts when there's good interactions.
Put some hearts on.
Put some hearts on the police. Put some hearts if you guys like good police. Throw some hearts if you guys like good police. There we go. Hearts. Hearts, baby. All right. So we'll be getting a lot of hearts. Hearts are flowing. Hearts galore. Look at all the hearts. See? Let me keep going. All right, so here's the council agenda. It's very short. Very short. And it's hot as hell in here. Temperature in this building is like no air. Like stuffy as hell in this hallway. And I'm trying to whisper because everyone's staring at me. It's hard not to. See, they're laughing. They're enjoying the listen. So far, this has probably been the best part of their shift tonight. Being able to have a laughing moment with someone who maybe they had a misconception about. I don't know. I'm saying they did. I'm just saying it's possible because usually when you have a camera and you go into a public building, people are automatically like, "Oh, he's up to no good." You know. Meanwhile, there's probably there's a camera right there. There's a camera right there. That's one of those 360 cameras. So there's nowhere on this property, inside or outside, where I'm not being filmed. The second I have my camera, everybody goes on high alert. You know, what's he doing? What's he doing? He's documenting what's happening. He's using his camera for documental purposes. What's going on? So, these are some of the things we need to change in society. You know, used to be a day and age when you'd have a camera and people would jump in front of it. They'd be like, "Hey, how are you?" Now some people see a camera and they go, "You don't have the right to film me. You can't film me." I think that's the funniest thing. I find that so funny though when someone has a camera nowadays and people are like, "You can't film me. You know, you don't have my permission." I don't have your permission. What is that all about?
That's.
You have to
know what?
assume you're on
That's-
camera.
That's it. Yeah, everywhere you go, you're on camera.
Have to.
But that, if you're some people, love to be on camera. Some folks, they feel like, privacy. A lot of people, they don't know. In the public, they're out in the public,
No expectation of privacy.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Well, maybe if
then
everybody.
there's the little gray areas if there's school and children around and filming and climate of the day today, these days, right? Things like
I think
that. They're off guard with it.
well, the average person, if someone's filming around a school, that's gonna make the average person nervous. It's
Alert.
gonna put them on alert. I think the
I
majority
just
of
use that
people
as
would be.
example.
It's a good example because you want to say gray area. That's fine. I see what you're saying by that, but I would think in many instances that if someone's doing that, they're looking for a reaction of some sort. If they're filming in a school or something like that, and it's creepy.
That's most people
But-
nowadays.
Well, I would
I'm sorry.
disagree with
some
that.
people.
You know, I
Some
would
people
certainly not
nowadays.
say most people. I'd say it's a very small amount of people who are very loud about their behavior and their actions and their conduct.
I gotta stop looking at the video. That's
So
I'll
maybe,
look at it.
so maybe tonight you go home and you'll watch my videos.
Give me a site, man.
And you see, like I
I've been
said,
asking you since you got here.
Social Justice Waterpipe on YouTube. Watch my videos and you will see that all. Now I give that to you as a courtesy because we're having a good conversation and everything like that. I'm proud of
I
it.
appreciate it.
I'm proud of who
Social?
I'm proud. Yeah, Social Justice Waterpipe. Social Justice Waterpipe.
Water pipe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna have like four new subscribers right now. No, 3 different words. Waterpipe is one word. Social Justice Waterpipe. We're about to have 3 new subscribers from law enforcement. Yes. Hearts, baby, hearts. We're gonna need more hearts, man. We're getting law enforcement to watch the channel, like because they like to watch the channel, not because they're trying to investigate me or something, or find out.
Oh, I see me right now.
I see me right now, he says. Oh, there's laughing. There's a lot of laugh emojis.
Does he have it on side?
No, it's actually this.
Okay, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
this is where this is
5-second delay.
this is worth mentioning since we're having this conversation. Now, normally this wouldn't go like this, right? I would go in there and I would do my thing, and everybody would have no idea, what's taking place. And I go to speak at the podium, and that's that. But since we're here and we're having a conversation, I'm going to let you know what I'm going to do when I go in there. I want to give you the opportunity, right? Depending on how this goes, right? Now, I've never seen a city or a town or a borough or anything like that do the wrong thing. Yeah, right? Proud of who I am, proud of what my name is, right? But they legally have to set aside a portion of public speaking time, people to speak on the agenda, or if it's public comments or whatever it is. So a lot of towns, they say you have to give your name and your address to speak and put it on the public record, right? Now I have a First Amendment right to speak freely. So if they attempt to force me to give up my Fourth Amendment right by identifying my address and who I am,
They won't.
They won't, you don't have a problem with that.
there you go. See? So we're gonna have no issues there. And that's a good thing. And when towns try to put that policy nonsense in your face, it gets shuts down pretty quick.
Yeah, they have public,
Yeah.
comments.
I'm not on the agenda.
Yeah, the
Yes.
resolution,
Yes.
limited the resolution.
Yeah, there's just a limited resolution. No,
First, and then on the end,
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say it on
Yeah,
here, though.
So I don't know. if they're
well,
gonna do that.
legally, they have to. They have to every single meeting in New Jersey legally has to set aside a public portion, not just for the resolutions, but for anything that's not on the agenda.
Public comment. That's what I was talking about.
No, I know, but it should say it right above the adjournment. You know, we have public comments on the resolutions and then the resolutions. Then it should say public comments on items not on the agenda. I don't see that there. We'll figure that out. But they said that, Plainfield's not willing to, try to force you to give your name and give your address. That's a good thing. It is hot in here. I was gonna step outside for a minute, but I have a feeling once I step outside, the meeting's gonna start. Now, when they come back in, you make them go through the metal detector again, right?
The ones that I can see that are already here that didn't move, yes, the new ones, I mean, no, the new ones, yes.
But you weren't. You were just looking away from it. Look, in theory, right? What if somebody just walked up to one of those people, hand them a weapon, right? You weren't looking.
They'll be
They
checked.
walk back in. You checking them again,
Yes.
right? Because this is for safety.
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay. Too hot in here. Let's see here. What in the judicial council? What is this? It's a council meeting here in Plainfield, New Jersey. Shortly there for a few seconds. I don't want to read that one out loud. Yeah, it's really hot in here. Trust me, it's hot in here. And I'd like to go out and get some fresh air, but I don't want to have to go back through the security checkpoint. So I'll just deal with the heat. I got sweat dripping down my back. Gross. Safety for who? I don't know, Steve. I couldn't tell you. That lady she did look suspicious. Now check this out, Steve. When we came in, right? They made me go to the metal detector, right? They're just doing their job, right? But then one of the council people came in and she didn't have to go through the security screening because I guess she gets a pass, right? She's clearly not holding a weapon, right? She's a council person. But a member of the public, that's a different story. So like at least in Edison, they make all of the council people they make the borough attorney and stuff like that. They make them all go through the metal detector as well. Which if you're going to do it, you got to do it for all people. It doesn't matter if you're on the council or not. Um, you know, if they're just doing their job, the council person knows they're just doing their job, so they shouldn't get a pass. They shouldn't get a freebie because the voters voted them in. You know, everybody should have to go through it. Everybody should have to be checked, and we should be fair about it. You know, it's only fair. Mike, on your gavel.
Yeah, we, had people come.
Um, you look good. Yes, Blue Line Transparency. We love you. We always appreciate your comments and stuff. And I agree. I love it too. When you see good law enforcement, when you see good interactions with police, I'm right there with you. It's a positive thing. That's what we want to see more of. And see, we got a wave in the background. He's appreciating it because we've had a good, nice, civil interaction. You know, no animosity. After a discussion, a little bit of discussion, better understand, you know, what we're both all about and everything like that. And I have no reason to assume anyone is doing anything other than what they're supposed to do, and I would hope to have that reciprocated um, in terms of, you know, what I'm doing here. You know, coming to a council meeting. Excuse me. Coming to a council meeting to speak freely at the podium to exercise my rights, exercise my First Amendment, and take part in local government. You know, we only have a democracy with public participation in the process. So that's why it's important. And, you know, I tell my viewers all the time, I hope my channel conveys to people to, you know, take part in local government, you know, go to your council meeting, ask the questions that you're not hearing anyone else ask, you know, and the reason why I enjoy going to towns that I don't live in is for a few reasons. Because there's more meetings other than the town that I live in, right? But also, retaliation in politics is like the number one tactic that government likes to use. Number one tactic, right? So if you are at a town meeting that you don't live in or work in, well, then in theory, they can't touch you. They can't retaliate you. They can't go after your employer. They can't, you know, send code enforcement to your house and stuff like that. So, and it happens. And you say, well, goodness, but this has been proven down in Medford after a meeting, the township, the business administrator, the township manager, when people spoke out against the budget, sent all of their addresses that they put on record, right? And sent code enforcement. All the emails were Oprah requested. They all got called out for it. And that's just one example that I'm giving you, which is why I tell people when they go to a meeting, you know, it's a courtesy to give your name. You don't have to. If you give your name, you might have code enforcement showing up to your door because these people sometimes these things go to these people's heads. You know, power and greed is you know, a lot of good people I think get into this line of work and then the system kind of corrupts them. You know, and if I'm giving you examples of actual things where people have been retaliated for speaking out against what councils have done. I wish it wasn't the case. Wish that wasn't the truth. But it's real. And politics is an ugly world. And the kind of undercutting and things that happen in politics is really, it's like nothing else. You know, if you all know, well, that's a story for another day. We don't have to get into that right now, but I've experienced retaliation personally. And it's why you want to stay away from the towns you live in or work in, hypothetically. Um, but that doesn't mean you should ever, you know, be scared to, go to your own township meeting. In theory, that's probably the meeting you belong at the most because you're a resident and they should value your opinion just like everyone else because you vote for these people. And that's why it's important to speak during public comments because if you're feeling that the elected officials are not adequately representing you, well, that's your opportunity to speak at the podium. So rather than complain on the internet or complain on Facebook about things, go to the meeting yourself. You know, speak to the council. Tell them what your concerns are. Becomes empowering when you realize that you can speak publicly on things that you otherwise would just be thinking about in your head. You know, 2 minutes. I read 3 minutes. That's another reason why I'm here. If it was 5 minutes, I'd be home right now. But 3 minutes is not enough. Slap in the face for people to take time out of their day. That's what I was just explaining to the viewers. When they feel like they're not adequately being represented by elected officials, that's their moment to speak. So they can represent themselves. In 3 minutes, you have no pause time in 3 minutes. A lot of people on councils will make a remark, no pause. You can kind of reflect on it. You don't have pause time in 3 minutes. You don't have an adequate amount of time to represent yourself in the moments when you feel that you're not being adequately represented. So I think that's one of the big problems in New Jersey is they're not giving people enough time to speak. Looked like there was a small handful of people in that room, maybe 6. A lot of these townships, big municipalities and stuff, and these meetings are empty almost constantly. So giving the public an adequate amount of time is not what makes the meeting go late. People should be given a little bit more respect within the political process. So that's why 3 minutes is just not enough. It's just not enough. And everything in politics is the presentation of things. So at least present that you care about the public's input. I'm not even saying they should care, right? I'm not even saying that. I'm like really just minimally going with what I'm saying here. Like just present that you care. Give them 5 minutes to speak. You don't have to listen. You could put your fingers in your ear, but 3 minutes is a slap in the face. It's a power trip too. Say 3 minutes. So, right? Was this an American? No, Romney. So what I'm being told is if anybody who's just tuned in now, they went into executive session right away, right? This meeting was everywhere on the agenda here. Has it at 7:00. The tap into article had it at 7:00. Everything said this meeting was at 7:00, but at 7:00 they did an executive session. Not anywhere here. No clarification. So I think that's a little bit of a problem too. So maybe they're just trying to waste time. Who knows? And what is executive sessions anyway? What are they talking about? No, I know they don't have to post that, but what I'm saying, Colleen, is that the public information manager said to me in the hallway, "Oh, but we posted it on our website." So you knew, right? You actually knew you were going to have an executive session. So why not put it on the agenda? But it doesn't have it here anywhere. Nowhere here. And it's hot. It's hot in here, but I don't want to go back outside because then I'm going to have to go back through the security checkpoint. I don't want to do that. Why did that guy just walk in? Well, apparently people who are council members don't have to. That's something I experienced after I walked in. Council member came in and they allowed him to just, him or her, I forget, they just allowed him to go through the metal detector. It was beeping and beeping and just, come on in, come on in. You know, business is normal. So even though I hate when towns do have these metal detectors, I at least appreciate when they're making everybody go through them, not just some, not just a certain few. So that's one of the things that we need to work on too, is a little bit more of a fair exchange between, you know, because again, right, these people represent the public. So why do they have more power? Why are they held in a higher regard in that sense? Yes, they're elected officials, and I would never limit their time. I would never suggest that they should have limited time. They're elected by the people. The people have expressed their voice when they vote, and they should have all the time in the world to say the things they want to say during council comments and everything like that. So I would never suggest limiting council people's time. But I would, however, suggest that the public have an adequate amount of time for their time to speak at the podium. I think it's only fair. Council's executive session there. Yeah, they're still in session. He's a council member. Yeah, they were kind of giving me a little bit of hard time though when I first got here, when I first walked in the room. I'm not gonna lie. No, they were. When I got in there, just a little bit telling me I couldn't sit in the front. And, you know,
I never said you couldn't sit in front.
telling me the meeting had already started. Not you, but your partners. Little stuff. But we got past it. Just because we agreed the meeting hadn't started. You know. But it does never fail though. When you have a camera, if he starts hurling around and he's going to do something. That's the funniest thing too, right? Like maybe he's going to commit a crime while he's filming, right? Most people who are about to do some sort of nefarious things or whatever, they're not filming themselves doing it, you know? So I would just I reject that whole premise that if you have a camera, there should be more attention on you. You're filming. What are you going to do? You know? Thank you, Rip Watkins. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We shall see how Lady Liberty works in this place. What else we got here? Richard Lord, what's up, brother? That's my guy. Civil rights activist in Edison, Richard Lord. That's my boy. Just reading some of these comments here. Cameras prevent them from treating people like garbage. Yes. Yeah, in theory, yeah. Where can people buy your shirt? I'm gonna get on that. I'm gonna make some merchandise available soon. This is the only one of it, but it's a pretty dope shirt though. Not gonna lie. And I'm a skactivist. They're back there watching you. Probably. They sound like they're laughing. They're probably eating like Fritos and like they probably got like chip and dip. You know, busting open a 2-liter bottle of soda. You know, passing around the paper cups. You know, rolling a joint with the agenda. Who knows? Who knows? They're in executive session. We have no idea. Somebody once told me, a very credible source once told me that they go into an executive session to do drugs. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Only a moron would videotape their own crimes live on the internet. Right. Right. No, that's why it's so funny to me. All right, let's get this show on the roll here. I'm about to hit on something. That's it, Robert. The water pipe hit. Pack your water pipe. If anybody's got a water pipe at home right now, pack it. Pack your water pipe. So I brought my American flag like I've been doing. I have all my American flags. You know, try to remind people to think of their American values over their party politics, identity, and stuff. We're living in a very volatile political climate right now. And it's very important for people to remember our American values, core principles over your party political alignment and identity. That shit's ruining the world. Just want to get to this meeting. It's a very short meeting too, as you can see. There's one thing on the agenda. What? This is not even correct. If you read the tap into article about the Plainfield meeting tonight, it doesn't say that this is the resolution. It doesn't say that. What is this? Yeah, so this is confusing. I just noticed this now. The resolution that's on the agenda is not even what it said it is in tap into article. I don't know. It's supposed to be a short meeting. The last meeting I was at in Summit, that meeting went till 12:30 at night. I didn't get home until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And the meeting started was supposed to start at 7. And I didn't get home till 1 o'clock in the morning, but I stick it out. I stick it out every time, you know? And I know every once in a while you see these comments where people are like, oh, get a job, you loser, you know, go find something better to do. I've had a full-time job my whole life. Problem is I don't have the amount of time that I wish I did to properly investigate these towns and stuff. But my favorite thing to do is a one and done. You go there, you speak, you don't give your name, you don't give your address, nobody gives you a hard time, you move on to the next one. So it sounds like that's what's going to happen here. I spoke to the officer before. He assured me that they don't do that here. They don't care about your name and your address. And as you all know, a lot of towns give you a hard time about that. And it's all about the presentation of authority. You know?
I said address.
Oh, so
They
you
don't
said,
ask you for your address.
oh, so name. Okay, so all right, everybody stay tuned. Stay tuned, everybody. So yeah. See, that's even dumber though. Like, I'm Donald Duck. You know what I mean? Like, how you gonna prove it? That's why it's silly. So they attempt to try to get me to give my name. It's just gonna be a moment that looks foolish for them. So I hope they do though. I hope they do though, because the best way to learn is from experience. Best to know when you don't have the authority over someone else. When you're in a position of authority, you know, it's important to be responsible about it. So hopefully they do. Hopefully they tell me that I can't speak at the meeting because I won't tell them what my name is, that they wouldn't be able to prove what it is anyway. That'll be wild. That'll be wild. So we got something here. They may just try to violate my rights. We shall see. They may try to force me to give up my Fourth Amendment right. It's the United States of America. We have the right to remain secure in our persons, papers, and effects. But I've just been told that they might say, show me your papers. So we shall see. We shall see. It would be quite foolish if they did. But if they do, and then they tell me that I have to step away from the podium, we're going to find out exactly how good these officers are. Because then they're going to have to, they upheld the oath to the Constitution, not for the mayor, not for the council president, not for the people on the council. So that'll be the test to find out, are they good law enforcement? That'll be the test. So hopefully they tell me I can't speak. We'll see. There'll be a mistake on their end. We shall find out. What was that face for? What was that face for? What was that face for? We shall see. Dan the elusive man. I just subbed, but I've seen you before. Thank you, no name coder. I appreciate that. George Clinton from Funkadelic was from Plainfield. Is that true? Is that true? I did not know that. The way he said yes was like, dude, you're not from Plainfield. You would know that if you were. I did not know that. What else? Who else is from Plainfield? Anyone else? Anyone else from Plainfield that we know? Batter I got here. 3. I actually don't think so either, Rit. I don't. You know the answer to that, Steve. You know the answer to that. Yeah, you're right. It's been almost an hour, right? Yeah. 55 minutes. What are they talking about? Did they say what they were discussing in the executive session? I didn't catch that because we were all talking. No?
It may be tap into.
Well, that'd be great, but they're supposed to mention it. When they go into executive session, they're supposed to mention it. And I just didn't catch it. We were talking in the beginning. So. People outside. There are a bunch of people. I thought it was maybe them from in there, but they're outside. People outside. Oh, what is this? A water cooler thing? Not the regular water fountain that you're used to. I need a drink. You got regular water fountains around here or no? Regular water fountain or no? Just that? Pretty cool though. It's just, I guess, just for filling bottles. It was pretty cool though. They don't have a spout or nothing though. That's right. I was hoping they had a water fountain, but they got this fancy water fountain, which is cool. I guess you fill your bottles up, but yeah, they don't have the old elementary school water fountains, regardless of the pH level and the corroded pipes. Good. He said it's good water though. Yeah. Got a little kick and a tinge. Good water. He said good water.
Mary, did you find what you were looking for?
Okay. So she's doing a security screening.
You trying to talk to me? Yeah.
It's a long executive session. Long executive session. I know my rights. That's what's up, Red. Yeah, so for anybody who's watching and hasn't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. I want to see those numbers go up. I see 31 right now. Hit the like button. Let's get those numbers to increase a little bit. Push the video on the algorithm. 30. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get a couple more. Couple more. Let's get a couple more and push the video. Get some more likes, hit the like button. Steve, if you're still watching and you haven't hit that like button yet, swear to God, Steve, hit the like button, Steve. I feel like you don't do the like button. Hit it. Come on. Hit the like button. We have 38. There should be more. There should be more at least because there's people in this chat right now who have not hit the like button. I'm going to ask you, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And if any of you have any suggestions as to what town you think I should go to, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What town in New Jersey do you guys think I should go to? Yeah, double tap that screen. Puff, puff, pass. Jersey Bob in the house. Yeah. One of my favorite subscribers. I love seeing his comments. Always appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you. There are Randall Boyer. I appreciate you too. I've been noticing your comments lately, and they're fun. A lot of them make me laugh. I see on like Leroy's channel and stuff like that as well. So yeah, you guys are all appreciated. I appreciate all of you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. What do we got? Still got 50% battery. We're still good with battery. Come on. I can't see without my glasses. Do I look like I'm blind without them? Because I can't see shit without them. I'll try to stop moving my eyes so it doesn't make it so obvious. But do I look blind? Thank you, Howard. I can actually read that comment because I'm close to the screen. I just checked the online agenda. This is a special meeting, not the regular. Yes. Oh, thank you. And I appreciate when people do that. So yes, this is a special meeting. So they're supposed to vote on something about some sort of funds to save the hospital, like the hospital over on Rock Ave here. I guess it's some financial situation. And the thing is, it doesn't say that on here though. It doesn't say that. So I'm a little confused. We're gonna find out. Yeah, stolen Plainfield. Yeah, Stevie Wonder blind is right. Yeah, I can't see nothing without my glasses. I can't see nothing. But I don't want to wear contacts. Because I just don't think I can get the contact lens in my eyeball. I don't think I could do that whole thing where I hold the eye open and then like I can't do it. I just can't do it. The online agenda did not indicate an executive session. I thought the same thing. The information manager said that it did say that, but I didn't think it did either. So there's some clarification issues. Certainly. It was boring waiting. So boring. So boring. You're trying to wait me out. Randall, yeah. Now they're watching Andy Griffith. Yeah. I'm serious. No, Leroy and the crew, I had like a lunchtime. I was like, I feel like going to a meeting tonight. What's buying me? You know, what's buying me that only has 3 minutes? The towns that have 3 minutes in New Jersey, I want to get to as many of them as possible because there's not enough time. So I want to go there and use that time and tell them how there's not enough time. You know, and in the process, find out how much they value constitutional rights. Hostels are a great alternative refuge to travelers in Europe. I'm not sure about here. I heard you go pick guy for that. Fucking Steve. Get on with it. 8:05. 8:05. What are they even talking about in executive session? Like, what are they even talking about? They got no water. Public building with no water fountain. No air. No air. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? How are you? It should be at least 5. I think 6 is appropriate. 10 would be great. I think what year was it? Went to Oceanport, New Jersey, for a good deal of meetings, and it was 2019. And they had no time limit. Pretty sure they did away with that now. but they had no time limit. They had no time limit. I one time did 3 songs. I sang 3 songs in Oceanport in 2019. What's happening here is we're at a council meeting in Plainfield, New Jersey, and we're going to audit the city council by making sure that they don't violate my rights and honor my right to remain anonymous while speaking at the podium and right to remain private, not show my papers, not give up my Fourth Amendment right. So that's what we're gonna do. Heard you can't record a public meeting. Yeah. The limits suck because some people can't talk as fast as others. Discrimination, yes, and I make that point all the time. There's some people don't speak as fast, and I'm still stuck on that pause thing. It's nice to have pause moments in between your comments so people can reflect on what you're saying. The public doesn't have pause time in 3 minutes. Cool, audit away and good job. Thank you. You are welcome. You know, and some people have disabilities and stuff like that. And just some people talk slower, you know. But at the end of the day, it's only 3 minutes. They're really not concerned with what you have to say. That's how I feel about that. Boring. What's they got down here? It's like cooler over here. It's not as stuffy. Oh, here's another camera. See up there? Camera right there. Camera. See? Camera. Cameras everywhere. Well, now we're in the 40-40 club. Well, 40 viewers, 40 thumbs up. Just went down to 37 though. Big brother is always watching us. Yep. Yeah, that's why when someone has a camera on a stand, everybody gets all weird. It's like, you're being filmed. You don't have to worry about my camera. You're being filmed. D's. Mm-hmm. This is so boring. This is so boring.
Any indication about how long this is already, about 45 minutes?
Unfortunately, I can't go in there to keep it.
See, so somebody is asking about why it's taking so long. See, this is a problem. I think a lot of towns do this stuff to discourage people from speaking. They wear the public out. They're attempting to wear the public out. That's what's going on. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. They're attempting to wear the public down. That's what they're doing. They don't want people speaking out. That's why they have 3 minutes to begin with, because they don't care about what you have to say. But they're just going to stay in there until people start, leaving the building. I mean, like I said, there's no air in here. There's no water fountain. And people are starting to get upset that it's taken this long. So being that there's no air and no water in here, I'd say that it's reasonable to say that they are trying to get rid of us. I mean, is that crazy to assume? Watch, other people soon are going to start getting upset because it is a little ridiculous. Take time out to come to a meeting and deal with this surprise executive session. that wasn't on the township. Now, Huntington Township, you checked, you checked the township? Because they all told me when I got here that it was on the township agenda on the website, but you're saying it's not, huh? Because that means that they gave me incorrect information, if that's the case. But we'll figure it out after the fact. It's too late.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
This is crazy. Yeah, you got to out stubborn them. You're right. You were right. I'm pretty good at out stubborn anyone. I can out stubborn anyone. I have never seen a requirement to be searched and passed through a metal detector in order to attend a town meeting either. Now, Mr. Texan, what state are you from? You've never seen that, because we do have that in some municipalities here in New Jersey. It's pointless. It's entirely pointless. Connecticut, okay. Yeah, they're completely pointless. What is so secretive that we can't sit in the whole meeting? Nothing should be hidden from the public like this. I agree. I don't think executive sessions make any sort of sense. I really don't. This is wild. This is wild. I love that you guys are hanging around. I got the best viewers, dedicated followers. I appreciate all you guys. I still see you guys comment and all my favorite people. I love it. You guys are great. You guys are great. I appreciate all of you guys. Although our township only has 3-minute public comment, I once spoke for 15 minutes about something I found through an open records request. The chair didn't even try to stop me. I love that. Yes, that has happened before. Sometimes when you know too much, they can't stop you. I have seen that before. I've seen Patrick Duff, the mayor slayer. I've done a couple of videos on him. He's a great friend of mine. He came out to the Edison stuff during the height of all the craziness. He was a part of that. And he's a great investigative journalist. And there was times where he just knew too much, so they just had to let him just go. Oh yeah, I would love to. Yeah. I don't have a card on me, but I can give you my contact. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you my contact. That's very nice. See, that's what's nice. Anytime you go to a meeting, there's usually a lot of nice people, and they communicate a lot of stuff. I won't mention what she just said, but she just invited me somewhere. Got a snake in the oil today. Andrew Reid, what's up, brother? Two of the supervisors and the secretary went behind the back of the third supervisor, asking an agency if they could vote the third supervisor off the board. That's awesome. That's awesome. You should at least have chairs out here. You have you do have some, but It's stuffy, it's hot, no water, no good air in here. We're all packed like sardine. We're packed like sardines in a can right now. Ooh.
Get away from you.
Ask the officer for a bottle of water. Not a bad idea.
I know.
Officer, you don't have any bottles of water, do you? Any bottles of water around? No.
That's this week, next week, that'll be 76, October what? 1949, like October
I had
October 10th.
like a Stanley mug or something. I'd be able to fill it up, but they don't have the old school water fountains here.
Oh, you Oh, you signed it.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. I honestly don't mind sitting through boring meetings. I'll sit through a 4-hour boring meeting. I do it all the time. But this is like next level boring right now. I haven't even seen anything. Seen nothing so far. Welcome to America, Andrew Reed. Yep. I know most of you are judging Connecticut by what you see in Rotten Groton, but most towns have free and open town meetings here in Connecticut. I appreciate you mentioning that. Yeah, I'll sometimes watch the public meetings even in other states on the YouTube channels just to see how they conduct business. If you were to see all the subscriptions on my YouTube channel, they're all from like the public access pages of council meetings all throughout New Jersey, other states as well. All my subscription lists are some of you guys actually, and then like public access TV for these meetings. I watch them all. I'm a nerd like that. Total political junkie. Council meeting junkie. Yeah. Love that shit. As I was saying, East Hartford has no time limit. You can talk as long as you need. What? That sounds like America. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, who works for who? Right? They work for us. So why do we get 3 minutes? You know? Oh, they're all talking about food. They're talking about food. We reached another pinnacle, another stage of being worn down. When people start talking about food, we have reached phase 2 of the now you really got to out stubborn them. Guaranteed they have pizza in there. They probably ordered a couple pizzas in there, and guaranteed there's executive cheese pizza in there. How many of y'all in the chat think there's executive cheese pizza back there? I think there is. They're totally eating pizza. I know it. I smell it. Yeah, absolutely they are. Absolutely they are. You know, in order to conduct business orderly, you can't do it on an empty stomach. So I would propose that they're having a pizza party back there. Cheese pizzas, pepperoni pizzas, sausage pizzas, everything. You might even have wings back there. Buffalo Wild Wings, I bet. Salt and vinegar wings. Snacking on some pretzels, bowl of popcorn, um, bowl of broken chips. If they have chips, they're definitely broken chips. But I think they're doing all that. Little red Solo cups or the paper cups of Coca-Cola, Sprite, and maybe a little bit of a shot or two for some of them, who like to partake. I think that's what's going on. I kind of look like that guy from the prank program, Sal, I think. That's funny. I never heard that one before. I'll take it. Truckload comes in, a wagon load goes out. Yeah, I think you're right, Randall. I think you're right. I guarantee they're eating pizza. I know it. I'm either starting to get like faint from waiting in this like hallway with no air and no water, but I'm starting to smell pizza. I do. This is crazy. What are you doing, stupid? We're still waiting. It's almost an hour and a half. Yes, it is. It's yeah, it's an hour and 25 minutes. Hour and 25 minutes. Wear the public down. I've seen this tactic over and over. It's what they're doing. Guarantee. Yeah, wear the public down. You know how many times I've seen this happen? When they want to do something and they don't want to hear from the public or they don't want public input, just wear them down. Get them tired. Get them hungry. No, I never said I'm smart. I would agree with you that I'm not. That's why it shouldn't be so easy. Why it shouldn't be so easy, like proving these borough attorneys wrong because they don't care about constitutional rights. It's when the Popeye chicken comes through the back door, but the smell tears through the buildings. Everyone's all. Yeah, I hear you, Randall. Right? I think the 14 in Harris is for his age, but obviously is someone interested. I'm hearing like wrappers of candy open and stuff. Everybody's snacking. Man. 8:25. 8:25. I know, right, Randall? Seriously. You think if I walk out, you think if I pretend to walk out, they'll start the meeting up? If it'd be interesting to see. They have a public access YouTube channel for their meetings. So I could, in theory, walk out and test the situation. See if they then try to scoot it. It's only just this special meeting. It's just one thing they're talking about. So it could potentially happen quick. So boring. Seriously, so boring.
Yeah, Larry was. It's $50.
$827. Have you guys heard of corruption report? Justin Colleen, he was doing a bang-up job exposing corruption in police departments in Texas. No, I haven't, but I will check. I will check him out. Does anyone have any clue how long they usually make people wait like this? Good question. I'm telling you, they're just literally trying to exhaust the public. There's no other explanation. It doesn't say executive session on the agenda. It doesn't say it on their website, even though the public information manager tried to say that to me. And they were being hostile to me at first. They definitely were. There was some contention there. They definitely were. You know, because I didn't ask for a public information manager. I wasn't asking any questions. We had a conversation, but like, why single me out? You know, why was I singled out? Other residents seem to be okay with this, like it's a normal thing here. It can't be a normal thing. No, no, it isn't. Why I said originally, I said, well, how long the executive session's usually here? And the one woman said it could be 5 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be 5 hours. So I guess it depends on how much pizza they're eating back there. Huntington says, Mr. Texan, I'm sub to Justin's channel. He's excellent. Love his open records work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to subscribe to his channel as well. If any of you guys, even though I haven't seen it, I'm gonna vouch. I trust Huntington Township. I would say everybody go to Justin's channel and subscribe as well. Go to Justin's channel and subscribe as well. If Huntington says he's doing great things, he's doing great things. Corruption report, Justin Pauline. Everybody go to his channel right now and subscribe. Corruption report with Justin. I'm gonna subscribe myself. I was planning on this video to be 25 minutes tops. 25 minutes from when I started outside, 10 minutes before the meeting. You know, I mean, this video has been going on for an hour and 49 minutes. I thought it was gonna be a 25-minute video. Thank God I got battery here. And that's the other thing too, right? Figure how many battery packs you got. Go to these meetings, you got to have battery packs. You got to have them charged. You know, like I said, some at the last meeting was 4.5. No, it was even more than that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It was 5.5 hours. 5.5 hours. That's why you gotta have at least one battery pack for that. Least. Take it easy, Randall. Always appreciate you, brother. Always appreciate you. Crazy. Executive sessions usually this long?
Very long.
Does anybody see any pizzas get delivered in the process? I think they're eating back there, eating dinner. I mean, I would. I would. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I want to eat dinner too. I think they're eating pizza, sausage, pepperoni, sodas around the round table.
Not you.
Yeah, we lived in the flats until, so they tore them down, the cold water flat. Oh, yeah, but there's still a couple left. We were the
This is
last house.
crazy.
Oh, you close to- Yeah, yeah, Johnson.
This is crazy.
From there. My mother moved out.
I guess links don't work. I don't know. You mean like when you post a link on here? No, I think you have to be
Yeah, I was on 30.
you have to be a moderator to do that. Plainfield. Is anybody a monitor in my chat here? I don't even know how to do that, but Vinny was with me the other day in Summit, Garden State Accountability, and we were going through the people who are on my chat who I see all the time. We made a couple people moderators. So some of you might be, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
8:33. It is 8:33.
Oh, people have stopped paying, told stop paying the rent. Why did you stop paying the rent? You got rent?
This is crazy.
Yeah, that's what they said.
I'm seriously getting bored.
Time they start fixing out.
What's she saying?
But this is, time they start fixing, when is that? Got to go. You know, it's over, we have meetings all the time. All the time.
But you still gonna keep that middle community room, that's nice between the two.
Yeah.
And
Remember when they were built?
Yeah.
Another thing that was weird was when I got here, the doors were locked. I had to open it with a key. It's supposed to be open for a meeting. Kind of weird. This is weird.
The old one.
no, when this one opened, I think it was like the Memorial Day weekend.
They had the old one. I remember the old one. Yeah.
That one, I don't remember. You work with him? I don't
Mr. Henderson gave 4 of us, jobs out of 8th grade. Yeah.
What year she's a little bit younger. That's why we don't remember.
Yeah.
Are you working?
They're in there and there's no pizza. I didn't see any pizza. I didn't see any pizza.
You run the, I used to run the elevator at Temple.
We had a great reunion last year.
I worked at Temple's running the elevator.
You know, Mary was the crossing guard.
That was the crossing guard? Yeah.
She used to tell me, go across the car.
He always do that. I did the 6 years. 6 years.
You remember all my jobs. So you worked.
I was in,
Yeah, he was.
I attended,
He was good to me.
very good. We attended St. Bernard's with, Elisa and, Leo were in school.
Because Rita was.
But they don't,
You
but
know,
we
we
were all,
were.
right, but she went
What
to
class
St.
you in? Oh, class you got?
See, I don't even notice here. They have notice to the deaf and hard of hearing. It says you have the right to a sign language interpreter or other reasonable accommodation if one is required for you to effectively communicate. If you require a sign language interpreter or other accommodation to communicate, please let us know. When? What's the time limit? Guarantee if I was like, I need a sign language interpreter, they wouldn't have one. They probably have like a 48-hour advance notice thing, but it should say that. Should say that. Yeah, I'm sad I've been waiting this long too. It is shameful. It's totally shameful. I had a long ass day today too. I had a long ass day. Monday's always a pain in the ass. I do my full-time job is awnings, canopies, pergolas, automatic screens, anything that has to do with providing shade. You know, and there's nothing more I would like to do right now than to be home, but you're only supposed to be 25 minutes. That's the thing. It wasn't supposed to be this long. I thought it would be boom, 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 and then hit the road, and they don't violate my rights, so I never come back. That's what I was expecting, but now it's 8:40, and they're still in executive session. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Will there be a morning breakfast? Oh my God. Seriously. Seriously. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna steal Leroy's line. I feel like I've had 2 birthdays by now. I've had 2 birthdays. Ah. I need to eat. I'm literally feeling like faint and dizzy. I mean, the more I think about it, the more it's wild that they don't have any water, a water fountain, and no air conditioner. This is the worst place to wait. Worst place to wait. Absolutely crazy. What is this one? I saw an executive session in Oklahoma where they were discussing firing an officer or chief, and it went off like 4 or 5 hours of executive session before they let the public back in again. What? I'm not waiting that long. I am not waiting that long. Yeah, they're hot. This is exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's hot boxing. There's no water, no air. Does the guy from Breaking Bad look like just like Gordon Lightfoot or what? He does actually. That's funny. Condolences to the family of Keith Watkins. Apparently, he's a dedicated community member of Plainfield. My condolences to the family. a cigarette. I need a bong hit. This is getting crazy. I need to smoke. I need to smoke a bong hit and then a cigarette. That's what I want. Man. A little sip of soda would be nice. Sugar fiend. I mean, normally I would have. If I known it was going to be this long, I would have killed the video and would have waited to went back in. But I also like to keep the camera rolling the whole time. You never know. You just never know.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, later.
This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 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 This is crazy. This is crazy. With your clipboard, tell them you want to inspect the building for water injection. That's so funny. All right, I'm here to do a water and air inspection. Good idea. Put this right there. Oh man. I just want to get in there and start writing stuff on my clipboard. They know I'm taking notes. Yeah. Taking notes about what you're saying. Yeah. All kinds of documentation, notes, cameras, recordings. Richard is from Edison. Richard is from Edison. And that's a James. Yeah, he does a note taking too. I think right. Yeah, you know what I really want to do. I always look for opportunities to tell police that they are obstructing your investigation as you're conducting creating working on a news story, and they'll get up in your way. It's funny to tell them that you're investigating or you're obstructing their investigation. They're obstructing your investigation. See, I need to eat. They're wearing me out. Now I'm stumbling over my own words. You gotta mean mug them to make them uncomfortable while you're writing in the notepad. Yes, you do. You do. That's true.
Are you getting Are you getting
Oh, that's one member of the public was worn out. I think they left. So this is how it begins. Oh, I think we're going in. Wow. We're going in. We're going in. All right.
all right?
We're going in.
Okay.
We're going in. Yes. Thank you guys for waiting it out. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate that you guys have hung through this whole thing. I salute you all for being dedicated followers. And oh, it's so much cooler in here. See, they had the air on in here. It's hot out in that hallway. There was no water. It's nice and cool in here. Thank God. I didn't even remember when I first came in here because it was just for like a minute or two. And they had the, what was it, hour and 47-minute executive session. So thank God we're back. Thank God we're back. We're going to be getting to it in just a minute, guys. I got my angle here going. Let's see here. So you guys can see. Give you guys a little view of the. I know. Trust me, I'm happy about it too. Give you a view of the whole room. All right. All right. So we're about to get started. Well, don't get too excited because I'm sure it'll be another 10 minutes. Now there's more people here. We shall see. Yeah, now there's more people in the room. That's what I like to see. I like when I see a meeting with a room full of people. You know, it's always good when people are paying attention to what's taking place in government. They would like nothing more than to just pass things along without public input, you know, because they only have 3 minutes. They would, my mind would be changed on that if they had a little bit more speaking time for the public. Then I would possibly believe that they actually want public input. But getting settled here. Let's turn the camera around. Everybody's getting ready. All right, we're about to be underway. Did you subscribe? Subscribe? I had a feeling you were going to get home.
Recording in progress.
Public comment. So 30 minutes has been allocated. The floor is now. Good evening.
Nancy Bueller, Plainfield, regarding R 359-25. First, I want to be clear that I'm here before you tonight as a citizen and not connected to any organization or group, just as a representative of my family. Unfortunately, you are in a difficult situation with no easy choices. It is admirable and charitable on the part of a developer and the city to enter into community benefit that would financially benefit the health center. However, this resolution is a bit alarming to me because of the precedent it might set and because the health center was formerly in bankruptcy for 5 years. It took a lot for the federal judge and the trustee to get the health center out of bankruptcy. I have a lot of questions, but I'll go to the bottom. Are there any other options available to sustain federally qualified health center? One other option besides asking a private entity, redeveloper to assist the health center, why not ask JFK or Hackensack Meridian Health to assist the health center like Muhlenberg used to do? JFK and Hackensack absorbed all of Muhlenberg's assets, with which the donors of those funds did not intend. There were 2 court hearings to repurpose some of the Muhlenberg restricted funds. In 2017, a court transcript, Mr. Michello said, quote, "The city of Plainfield was noticed as a party of interest here. The city has no objection to the modification of the trust so long as the funds remain at the nursing school and the city of Plainfield. The city should ask JFK and Hackensack Meridian to provide an accounting certification that all the repurposed trusts and endowments remain in the city of Plainfield and at the nursing school, and provide an accounting of all the other non-repurposed Muhlenberg trusts and endowments. I know there are at least 2 trusts that were not repurposed, and those trusts could be used to help the health center, as the original donors intended, as long as a court so ordered. One of those trusts has provided over an average of $80,000 each year for the past 5 years to the Muhlenberg Foundation. Through my research of the Muhlenberg Trust and Endowments, I found out that my family has a vested interest in that trust because one of my father's Ohio relatives was named as a party to be noticed about the trust. These Muhlenberg Trusts and Endowments were donated by residents to provide healthcare, access, and scholarships, and each funds should, quote, remain at the nursing school in the city of Plainfield. As Mr. Michello and I said in court in 2017, the trust connected to my father's relatives could be used to help the health center, and I am willing to testify in court to that effect on behalf of my father. Thank you.
I'm going to suspend public comment just for a bit, because I want to have the opportunity for the health center to give their presentation so that the individuals making public comment could be somewhat responsive to that. Let's handle that order of business. So you can go forward with the presentation, and then we will reopen public comment for all who want to maybe chime in on what's presented. Floor is yours.
I was asked for the health center and had projections for the payment and repayment of bankruptcy debt. And consequently, in May of 2020, when exiting bankruptcy went into the health center, immediately pivoted services and pivoted the organization to address the immediate needs of the community. And we did that for several years, staying open, providing services, getting vaccines, getting tests, and being an integral part of the organization. Much like other healthcare entities that are finding themselves stressed coming out of the pandemic, neighborhood health, if everybody else had a cold, we had the flu because of the extra debt that needed to be addressed. So we did look into doing a recovery plan, and we're in the process of doing this recovery plan to make sure that neighborhood stays in this community, providing the much needed services, recognizing that there would be a huge gap in care if there was not be here. And so with that, we have been reorganizing our staff and contracted the organization down to reduce expenses. We are looking for partnerships that are going to add services like our in-house pharmacy, which will, in addition to providing services increases revenue for under 340B. We have, I as the CEO have been working for strategic partnerships that are going to drive more patients and services into this organization. We have switched EMRs for improved patient flow. We executed a comprehensive plan to reorganize the outstanding vendor accounts. We onboarded a new revenue cycle management company to improve patient service revenue collections. And again, reduce salary expenses to be in line with our grant revenues. That would also stabilize payroll obligations. We have looked into and applied for emergency response credits, which the health center is looking to apply that, also help stabilize it, and also looking to do a sale of the undeveloped land. Just to go over some utilization, and these are according to 2024 UDS data, which is our annual report the federal government requires a comprehensive federal reporting out on several different data points, but we focused in on, this is just for Plainfield. Under our UDS data, we have 8,380, and about half of those patients are Plainfield residents proper. And of that, you can see the breakdown, significant amount of are uninsured or on Medicaid. We contracted the organization, so we currently have now 56 employees, and 10 of those employees are residents of Plainfield. Just wanted to review the services that the health center offers that are critical for the health of this community, and this is provided with integrated care. So I will give you, comprehensive from birth to geriatrics. In addition, we have Ryan White Services that services the HIV population. We have a perinatal agreement with JFK Kennedy Hospital where they have OBs on site to handle our high-risk OB/GYN patients. And we are part of the new New Jersey sickle cell pilot program, which is one of a kind. And we are one of those 5 sites throughout New Jersey that are in the process of rolling out sickle cell services. We also opened up a comprehensive on-site ultrasound services, and are soon to be opening up a 3D mammography and mammogram services as well. We work closely with Plainfield as we have done for years. We are in the Department of Health where we have the immunization program there. We are partnered with the Board of Education as the school physician. We were approved to be a WIC site. We are also an approved community food bank of New Jersey site. We have distributed food so up to 400, 500 people every 4th Tuesday of the month. And in addition to that, we are part of another food bank program with Costco and Aldo's, where they also donate food, and we've been giving a van with freezer and refrigerator where we pick up those foods and we offer those to the patients 2 times a week on site as well. Again, we talked about the sickle cell program and the Stork's Nest program, which provides a lot of prenatal advice and care to patients. And with those sessions that they have, and this is to address maternal mortality, they are able to purchase much needed clothes and things they need for their baby. This is just a general overview of the sickle cell program. And again, it's designed to fill a gap in care because there are 23 pediatric sickle cell programs in the state. There's only 1 adult. So there was a lot of work to create this sickle cell pilot program to link patients who come out of pediatrics into adults, and also to link them to services with the hospital. And again, looking to get a on-site infusion center so that patients do not have to sit in the hospital for hours. This is an overview again of the Stork's Nest program. Next.
on the system.
Good evening. My name is Beverly Chris. I reside at 531 West Fourth Street here in the city of Plainfield. Greetings, Mayor, MAP, and City Council member. By way of introduction, I am a lifelong resident of the city of Plainfield and a former volunteer and former senior executive assistant of Neighborhood Health Services Corporation, also known as Plainfield Health Center. More importantly, I am a patient of Neighborhood Health Services and have generations of family members who have been patients of Neighborhood Health Services. My unwavering gratitude has always been with the center, particularly for the healthcare services that my father received as the center's first HIV/AIDS patient. The care provided by Plainfield Health Center enabled my father to pass away with a sense of dignity. This evening, I stand before you with dire concern regarding the condition of the facility and services, as well as the current financial status of the center. As many of you may or may not know, Neighborhood Health Services filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the District of New Jersey Bankruptcy Court on January 7, 2015, due to unsatisfactory submission of a financial recovery plan and the Board of Directors' failure to perform its fiduciary oversight. The bankruptcy proceeding lasted for more than 4 years and resulted to a court-appointed administrator being assigned to manage the operations of the center, resulting in the removal of then the CEO and appointment of the current CEO. My concern is with the center's inability to sustain the November 12, 2019 court-approved financial recovery plan. I am specifically concerned with the proposed $1.5 million being infused into the center. My specific concerns are, is the $1.5 million bailout funds a short-term solution or long-term solution? What exactly will the $1.5 million be used for? What is the total debt of the center, and are there other partners willing to provide financial support and or bailout funding? Did NHSC provide the city with a list of unpaid vendors, and are they currently providing services, or have they discontinued providing services? Is the Internal Revenue part of the old vendors? Also would like to know, are all payroll deductions up to date? Thank you.
Next.
Good evening, everyone. Sharon Robinson Briggs, president of the Plainfield area NAACP in New Jersey. I have a couple of comments. One, that's a lot of questions outside with regard to this resolution. So may I ask that for those who may not understand, if this body could please explain in layman terms exactly what this resolution is about? Wondering also with regard to the health center, and I join those who spoke before me, that I enjoyed the services that the health center rendered on behalf of the people. In fact, years ago, the health center used to offer many free community services, community events, free ones to help improve the quality of life for its residents. And one of the items was a health fair that would be given in the parking lot, and many folks would be able to attend and participate in the health fair. There would be immunizations, there would be information, literature that would be given, just a lot of things that would be offered to the community that was extremely beneficial. I'm wondering if the health center is given this money, would be able to do some of these type things for the community to help embrace the community and bring people back in the fold and be able to have services rendered that they used to get. Will there be an advisory community group formed to work with the health center? One that might be able to work with the board as well as be able to provide suggestions for management. Bottom line is that we all need health services. But we need to make sure that every few years we don't end up in the same position. Okay? And so I would assume that, if there is a way to get such a large sum of money to the health center, hopefully, when we all come back to this room on, I guess, 14th is the next meeting, I'll be back to talk about those 4 families that had fatalities from the flash floods.
Evening, Council President, evening, Mayor. I'm President, Mayor, City Clerk. It's largely a thankless job, and I thank you all for the job that you do. I will be remaining anonymous tonight. My first question is there a time clock so I know what my time limit? Is there a time clock? So I don't, how much time do we have? 3 minutes? Okay, that's an issue. It'd be really simple to just put a clock up so the public could have an idea of.
Make an announcement when there's a minute left.
The other question is there a public portion at the end of this meeting to speak on items not on the agenda? Where's the borough attorney at? You are aware that every municipality in New Jersey has to set aside a portion for the public to speak on items not on the agenda, even if it's a special meeting. You are aware of that, correct?
This here is.
I'm against the resolution for all these things that I mentioned, because there's some housekeeping issues. So for the things that I just mentioned, each and every one of them, I'm against the resolution, because we don't have a public portion set aside that New Jersey legally requires for items not on the agenda, regardless of a special meeting. It doesn't give you special privileges to restrict the public from engaging with local government engagement at these meetings. So therefore, I'm against the resolution. I'm against the resolution because we don't have a clock facing the public for proper clarity. I'm against the resolution because I'm being interrupted, so you can tell me what the time is. I didn't. I did not. I'm against the resolution because we're withholding the amount of time that I get clarity. I'm looking for clarity here. I don't just come as a member of the public. I come as a founder of an organization called the Neutralization of Council Meeting Conduct. That's NCMC. And there's a lot of things happening all over New Jersey, a lot of non-compliant issues stuff. And I've seen nothing but just disastrous things that got here. Nice individuals, very nice people so far. I've seen that, and I do appreciate that. It's my public speaking time. Please do not cut me off. You cannot object. It is my public speaking time. This is part of the issue that I'm talking about. The city clerk cannot cut me off during my public comment time. Mr. Attorney, can you please step in without disturbing the city clerk? I'm against the resolution for this reason. You're holding the clock and interrupting me. You cannot during my time. This is my 3 minutes. Is it 3 minutes even? Because I still didn't get that answer. Please don't interrupt me, because I wouldn't interrupt you, and I would not disrupt the meeting, so I could inappropriately speak during a portion of time that does not allow me to speak. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to come back. I really hate to do this, but I mean, I just wanted to come here, make a couple statements. I don't appreciate being interrupted. I don't appreciate any clarification as I asked about the. What else to say other than this was a disappointment?
Good evening, my name is Regina Harvey. I'm here on behalf of the Plainfield area
ACP, second vice president, and also I'm on the advisory board for the Garden State. First question would be, will the health center close if they don't get the money? Also concerned about the staffing, the board of directors, legal team, what changes are going to be made. I'm concerned about partnerships, you know, who the new partnerships will be. Because how can a turnaround be made if the same people on staff, is it mistrust or distrust with whoever was on staff before in leadership? That's what I'm concerned about. Thank you.
Can I make comments about the Wayne Park bill? It is. Yeah, my name is James Scruggs. I live on Lafayette Place in Plainfield. Longtime resident here in Plainfield. What I understand is going to be a several hundred unit apartment building going up in Wayne Park, around there. And I also understand that there's 0.8 of a car parking for each one of the units, which I've never seen. All my neighbors seem to have 2 or 3. I'm wondering where the parking is going to be. Also, right now, just getting out of Lafayette Place onto Front Street has become challenging. With additional several hundred people, it's going to become untenable. I'm wondering if there's going to be stoplights placed on Lafayette and Waynewood Park to deal with the additional traffic, and what happens to where do people park? There's going to be underground parking, and I'm talking and people are looking at me and thank you for looking at me. But like there's no dialogue here. Is that how it works? I'm curious. I'm ignorant of the process. Time for public comment is your time, and your questions will be answered. Okay. So yeah, that's my concern. If this building is going to go up for several hundred units and there's no parking, what happens? And also, what happens to Lafayette Place and Washington Place? Park? Is there going to be a light? Your questions will be addressed, okay? Thank you. Other public comment or resolutions considered this evening? Okay, a motion to close public comment. You'll say aye. Aye. Prior to go to resolutions, questions? There were quite a few questions answered as possible. Some clarification. Use the questions as a method of describing the resolution. Many of the questions that the community has are those council also has, and Christian, what I understand is prepared. So go right ahead, the floor is yours.
What is being presented tonight is a resolution to authorize the advancement of a redevelopment agreement. That redevelopment agreement is related to a property that we call 611 West Front Street for short. It does involve a lot that's on the Wynwood Park location as well. This was a project that was originally presented to the council and approved in a redevelopment agreement as well as a financial. That project was for a total of 501 units, residential units, and approximately 6,600 square feet of commercial retail space. Originally, the total number of parking spaces were just over 700 total spaces. These parking spaces were never intended to be 0.8. It was above and beyond because the original to ensure that the parking was more than sufficient. What's being presented tonight in terms of the advancement of the redevelopment agreement is that the original developer, which is SWE Development, they are now looking to transfer or sell the development to a new buyer. That is BH611 that's located in the resolution. A part of transferring this resolution is that there's an opportunity to negotiate not only the terms of the redevelopment agreement again, including the community benefit agreement. Originally, the community benefit agreement was for $500,000. What we're considering now as a way to support the cash infusion needed by the neighborhood health center is a partial increase of this amount and a partial expedited payment. The total increase that we have gone from $500,000 to $3.75 million. This increase of $3.75 million will include an expedited payment of $1.5 million. $1.3 million of that $1.5 million is intended to support the financial needs of the neighborhood health center. We have the opportunity to look at, when we're looking at our community benefit, one of the 6 categories is supporting health and wellness. So that 1.3 million would go to support health and wellness, and an additional 200,000 would go to the city in terms of an immediate plan. That leaves 2.25 million for future payments. That 2.5 million for future payment would be used to support a community shuttle for the entire city boundary. The reason why we arrived at the 3.75 million was a part of the discussion looking with the new developer, which is BH611, is that there was a request to revisit the financial agreement, which is the ordinance that's on for tonight. I would like to place on the records in terms of ordinance MC 2025-38. We are not going to be considering that for council approval tonight. The administration will present it at a later date. But the reason why I am explaining about the financial agreement is that there's also opportunity to look at that as well. We arrived at the 3.75 number because we did a financial analysis of what there could be a change in it in terms of waiting for a period over time versus a decreased amount for the pilot or the annual surcharge. So again, what is being presented tonight is advancement of a redevelopment agreement. A part of that advancement of the redevelopment agreement, we are seeking to support a cash infusion for the neighborhood health in the amount of 1.3 million. As a part of that, we are proposing a memorandum of understanding between the city and neighborhood health, which one of or two of the restrictions or recitals for that agreement would be that the city would be consulted on land use and real estate in relation to about 3 acres of the property. They would also have accountability in terms of reporting moving forward with neighborhood health. And that would include looking at finances and also consultation moving forward with that. There would also be future consideration of a board position on the neighborhood health. The second memorandum of understanding is related to the new developer. So as I said, we have a new developer that's coming in to purchase the property. This is BH 611. This developer, what we're looking at in order to get the 1.5 million, again, just stating on record that 1.3 is proposed to be distributed to neighborhood health, 200,000 to the city, would agree in terms of the expedited payment that should this agreement or this resolution be passed, and also executing this MOU. Another thing that should be noted that within this 1.5 million, there is a contingency clause that should we not reach an acceptable and binding redevelopment agreement or financial agreement by January 31st of 2026, the city would be responsible for reimbursing the 1.5 million in the expedited payment. And Council President, if you could just remind me if there's certain questions that you would like me to cover.
One of the questions was parking.
Right. So right now, the parking is definitely better than 1-to-1. There are a total of 501 units. There are a total of 548 parking spaces proposed now.
Also discuss the commercial component of this development.
Originally, the project was proposed to have a little over 6,000 square feet of commercial retail. The proposal is to move to 20,000 square feet of commercial with the intent to move forward with the commercial.
Any questions from council members?
I thought Dr. Powell's presentation had a little, so it was asked in executive session. Committee members asked about with the 1.3 million sustained the health center. Dr. If it's okay, Dr. Powell, would you speak to how this infusion of cash would help and how long this is?
So this cash infusion is part of the comprehensive financial recovery plan. So in and of itself, it's not designed to just sustain the health center. There's prime approach that we are moving towards, which includes some other tax credits that we're getting federally, in addition to sale of the land, in addition to restructuring our debt and handling the
Also, what's our attention? It does not include this. Where's the close tomorrow? Correct?
The health center would need to close.
Lastly, we realize that you operate Dell back in Elizabeth. Elizabeth going to add to this, or are they going to contribute?
Not at this time. I'm still looking for other partnerships in the process of that.
So 1.3 million from the city covered the location.
From council colleagues. Yes, please.
So I did see there was roughly 8,500 to the health. What's the breakdown between Elizabeth and Plainfield?
So there are about 4,500 patients that are Plainfield, and there's another 1,017 that's surrounding Plainfield, and the balance is the majority of the patients are here in Plainfield and surrounding West Plainfield, Piscataway, that area. It's about another. What is your plan B? This is not funded, especially for our most vulnerable population, our OB and our infectious disease. So I am in conversations with Hackensack Meridian Hospital, Trinitas Hospital, with HRSA, which is the governing body of federally qualified health centers, to either find another FQHC that would come in, or in the immediate time, like for our OB patients, that JFK is, we're already partnering with, but they would perhaps see those patients at the hospital, and as well as the Trinitas hospital. And then there would be provided a list of providers that are in the area that the patients have choice from, but I wanted to make sure that those people, patients would be cared for. And then person would also, for the Ryan White program, they're identifying a system that's close enough to take over those patients. Have you approached the city of Elizabeth for anything? I have not. I've approached both hospital systems, with Hackensack Meridian and Robert Wood Johnson Hospital for funding. At the time, we only confirmed plan or opportunity on the table is this 1.3 million. And there's another 1.3 million that Robert Wood Johnson is funded. How much of this is 1.5 million? 1.3 million. 200 we forgot to consider. How much was that? How far would that take you? So it's because it's not the only funding, it's not where we're just getting this payment and saying that this is gonna last 2 months. There is a pro forma with projections for how this is being applied to reorganize debt, and with a combination with other money that is coming in to pay down that debt, so that when we operate, we are not underwater in the Vegas operation. So what, if we were to parse out Elizabeth, what does that look like in terms of us? I heard you correctly, our 1.3 years, can be supporting another municipality. So we service all of Union County. So I'm responsible for all of Union County. And so we come to the from this, around this area. Like, residents will visit the Elizabeth site as well, so it's not so separated because one healthcare system. There are times that patients need to be seen over in Elizabeth, they can go over there from the Plainfield location as well. So it, I'll give you a breakdown of where the patients are located, but they utilize the entire system. Thank you for that, because I'm assuming that you have data that can can we talk about fiscal management and fiscal accountability, and who's on the team at the center? You have a CFO. Talk about, who are your fiscal leaders that are advising you as the CEO and president, running the day-to-day operations, advising you on, fiscal management. In addition to the finance committee of my board, I have a finance department, and right now we have a consultant that is providing supplemental acting interim CFO as I look for a has just stepped down in July, and so I have a consultant that is providing CFO services and have accountants that are on staff.
And are you satisfied with the fiscal advice that you received?
Well, I would prefer to have a new permanent team. So, you know, even for finance or operations, you can have staff that come, and then if they resign, you have to look and search for the person for them. So I am happy with the projections and the work that is being done by the consultant, and this is also being presented to the board and the finance committee as well.
Any of your top paid staff taking salary cuts, given the emergency situation that we are in? And I believe in paying people well. I believe that people should be compensated for their years of education and their experience. But in looking at the data, you have people who are making a significant amount of money on the payroll. And so oftentimes there are sacrifices that have to be made. So I'm wondering, have any of them taken any salary cuts, and is that a part of the plan?
Yes, and
That's it right now, Council President, but I think there's more questions.
Any other council member?
What is salary cost?
Yes, Council President. I'm sorry, Councilwoman, I just remembered my question. So, you know, as you are asking us to consider this, there's been some feedbacks and suggestions in terms of oversight moving forward. Would you all be in objection to there being board representation by members of this administration on your board?
This is really weird.
Like more than one seat or just one?
I would talk to my board.
This is a bizarre meeting.
And it was raised earlier about community involvement and input. Could you speak to if there is a community advisory board, and what does that look like? And if not, would that be something that you would be open to?
This is the weirdest meeting I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, so there's a community advisory board right now, currently for Ryan White, and I am hoping to develop a general advisory board.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, just, I wanted to make sure I'm doing this right also. And, how many staff members do you have on staff right now?
5 to 70.
Okay, and that is a reduction, within a reduction of the last 5 years, how many have been laid off, or maybe left on their own, or resigned?
I have not done any layoffs until this year. So during the pandemic, there was no furloughs and there was no any layoffs other than someone wanting to job. I don't have all the numbers for the last 5 years. So we originally we had 2 rounds of layoffs. We had one in March, April, May, and then another layoff. Rounds of layoffs, and then some resignation. That's all.
And I know when you had spoke about the team that you had in place, you think about getting on a new team, because if you were in a position in what year?
2015 and 2020.
And then what happened in 2019 afterwards? I mean, you said 2015, there was bankrupt, right?
They went into bankruptcy in 2015, we came out May of 2020.
And from that time, what has changed? Especially when we're now in a different space. What has changed? What happened? Was it more services? Was it more? What has happened from that time until now, 2025?
The COVID pandemic was a huge impact on the projections that were originally started out for the bankruptcy plan. So the bankruptcy plan, we had to support operations moving forward, trust.
Yeah.
Contact.
Contact. Here, I'll give you my email. You can email me.
Oh, it's warm out here. It's freezing us in there.
What the hell?
Here's my email. My name is Mike
Okay,
And that's my
Mikey.
name. Mikey is my last name. At Yahoo. I'm on for a YouTube channel too. Just for my news channel. There you go.
All right, thank you.
You enjoy your night, ladies.
Nice meeting you as well. Enjoy your night, ladies. All right. So I decided to that was the weirdest meeting. And I'm not staying around for any more of it because that was bizarre on so many levels. That was bizarre. They like didn't even say anything. They like weren't even responding. That was so weird. You know, when I called out the borough attorney for not legally having a portion set aside for the public for items not on an agenda, because it doesn't matter that it's a special meeting. By law, they are required to have a public portion for the public. It doesn't matter that it's a special meeting. But when I said this to the attorney, he didn't even say anything. And then the city clerk cut me off. You know? And funny enough, the first thing I said as I opened up my comments was council president, mayor, city clerk, or the city clerk. I'm sorry, not the city attorney. The city clerk cut me off. I even said before I started my public comments, it can largely be a thankless job, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. And then he winds up cutting me off. Very odd. Very odd indeed. But, all right. Yeah, so I'm not staying around to listen to the rest of that whole thing. But that was a bizarre meeting. That was weird as hell. They didn't give me any problems about my name or address because they barely did anything. They were barely speaking. I'm like, I swear to God, this is the first time I'm at a loss of words. I am at a loss of words to describe what the hell that meeting was. Very, very weird. And I guess their hour and 45-minute executive session was them deciding, you know, how they were going to go about presenting this to the public. I don't know. That was really weird. And even the lady who presented her thing, she didn't even identify like who she was. And like they opened up public comments first. And then after one person, they closed public comments and then let the lady speak who didn't identify herself. And then they reopened public comments. And then there was no public comment portion for items not on the agenda. I just don't get it. I completely at a loss of words. But, you know, what are you going to do? So, yeah, so that's about it. I'm going to sign off. I want to go home and eat. And, oh, yeah, and I gave my fake alias. When I say I'm the founder of an organization, the neutralization of council meeting conduct, there's no such organization, but it sounds good. You got to admit, it sounds good. Say, I'm not only representing myself as an individual, but I am also representing myself as the founder of an organization called Neutralization of Council Meeting Conduct, NCMC. Just a bunch of gibberish. It means nothing. But they definitely are like, what the hell is this all about? Unfortunately, it's a thankless job because there's really nothing to thank them for. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. I just see too many councils being disrespectful to the attendees. Yep. Nunyo Bangyo from the Congo. Hell yeah. Yeah, that was a weird meeting. Now I'm in the city of Plainfield. You know, every once in a while when I go to a council meeting by myself, and I'm not, you know, whatever, just sometimes I'll be looking over my shoulder and shit as I'm leaving. Literally. You know, and then the body camera, the cop, I notice as I'm sitting down, he has body camera on. And then he shuts it off. And I said, is your body camera recording? And he's like, I can't tell you that. Well, if I'm having an interaction with you and you're the officer, you're supposed to tell me your body camera is recording. And then he admitted it was. Like, well, it shouldn't be that easy. But all right. Puff, puff, puff. Yo, Lefty, yeah, dude, I just went to the weirdest council meeting, dude. Weirdest council meeting. That was the weirdest council meeting ever. They didn't even say anything. There was no pushback. But then the city clerk cut me off, and I just started yelling at him, and then he was looking at me like, what is this dude doing? I need to go home and eat. I need to go home and eat. For anybody who is not subscribed to Ignorance is No Excuse, go subscribe to Lefty on Ignorance is No Excuse. He's doing great stuff. Been going to meetings with him for years and years and years. If there's one person I've been to more meetings with in the entire world, it's him. And he fights for cannabis patients' rights and the rights of disability rights. And he does stuff with his character El Rampador. It's great stuff. Great stuff. But yeah, Lefty, that was bizarre. That was a bizarre meeting. They have to tell you. I know, that's what I'm saying. He has to. Once I told him that, once I said, you know, by law, you have to tell me. You know, and then he's like, then he realized what he just did, and then he admitted that it was recording, and then I just winked at him like, sucker. Just got you to admit right after you said that. You can't tell me. I can't tell you if it's recording. Now, why are you fucking putting your body camera on recording me? You know? Ever since I stepped foot in that building, they were treating me like I was some sort of agitator. You know, because if I'm sticking up for my rights, then I must be an agitator. You know, I was nice, I was respectful. When I first got there, they told me I can't sit in the front row. Why? I'm sitting in the front row. I mean, bizarre behavior. Bizarre behavior. And the borough attorney didn't even respond when I said, you know, you have to have a public portion set aside for items not on the agenda. And he just kind of existing. Those people, every one of them, none of them are professionals. None of them are professionals. That was the most lax council meeting I've ever been to in my life. Frighteningly too lax. Frighteningly too lax. I'm shocked. I've literally never been at a loss of words. I've never been at a loss of words, but I don't know what to say. Yeah, so Colleen, yeah, there was a lot of violations, like a whole bunch of violations, like ones that they don't even know are violations, like ones that they're completely unaware of that are even violations. Like they have no idea how to do an orderly conduct of business. Nothing. I can't believe that. Like nobody has ever challenged them on anything. And if they have before, I'm sure they just do nothing. How do you check? You know, I like checking unchecked power, but how do you check like power that like seemingly just doesn't care? It looks like it just didn't care. I don't know what the hell that was. I really, really don't know what the hell that was. But let's see here. I'm gonna keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. You never know. You never know. Absolutely weird stuff. Weird stuff. Please take care. Thanks for taking us to Plainfield. Oh, Huntington, you're the best. You are the best, man. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all you guys who stuck that out with me. There was a lot of you guys who stuck that out with me. The whole hour and 45 minutes of waiting in the hallway where they were hotboxing the public, man. No, what do you call? God, I need to eat. No water fountain, no air. It was hot and stuffy and horrible. And then when we got inside the chambers, it was like cold because it was filled with nice air, you know? So that was weird. We all got hotboxed for an hour and 45 minutes. And most of you guys hung throughout the whole thing. So I appreciate that. That's really cool. Yeah, puff puff pass. That's it, Jersey Bob. Always appreciate you. And I left too because I'm now at 5%. My screen just went dim. I'm at 5% because I used all my battery. So I appreciate everybody. Plainfield was, I mean, in terms of the stress test, they passed. Like in terms of like they didn't try to violate my rights, but like they were in violation of a lot of things. So like they completely failed, but like they didn't try to violate my rights, if that makes sense. So I'm not really sure what kind of a rating that gets. If I have to go with my gut, it's an F. They get an F or a D minus or something like that. It was really bad. I think D minus. I think I'll have to say D minus. That was a D minus. Because there was like no care. It was almost like they all didn't even know what the hell their jobs were. I couldn't even see the placards. I didn't know who the borough attorney was. I didn't even know how much time limit I had. The city clerk had the timer facing to him. I pointed out how wouldn't it be making more sense if we show the public the timer? Then he started cutting me off after I said it's a thankless job and I appreciate that you're doing what you're doing. So, yeah, I'm going to have to watch that back. That was all a blur to me. But until the next one, we are going to sign off. And that's that. And until next one. Alrighty, y'all. Bye-bye.